down.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tabletop Obscura presents Hoist the Colors.
Yes.
Heyo!
Who are you again?
Who am I? Who the fuck am I? For anyone who's new here, this is a homebrew campaign for Pathfinder 2nd edition, themed around pirates and all sorts of other weird stuff that I might come up with. But otherwise, hi, my name is Matthew. I am a Pathfinder 2 educational / GM / everything else. I also play video games and stuff like that. The beautiful avatar you're seeing before you with his hand in the air, that is my cryptic buddy Deaton. We're in something of a shared body situation. And I would like to introduce my players this evening. Hello, players.
Hi.
Hello!
What's a player?
What is a player? What even is a player in this day and age?
A miserable pile of secrets.
I mean, that's not inaccurate. When it
But
comes
enough
to
of that. Have at you.
But
Whoa,
there's a couple of things.
Miserable pile of secrets covered in seaweed. Get it right.
Not all of us are covered in seaweed.
That is very true. One thing, our players are actually level 4. I knew I was forgetting something, and I will start fixing that up as we kind of...
I was literally about to shout that at you, Matt, when you were done doing your intro stuff. I was gonna be like, Matt, we're level 4.
You're level 4 now.
God, Matthew.
Just like when you used to have my AC up and I would change it every single time so you would never have it correct. That was really funny.
That is pretty funny.
I'm so glad I don't have like the partial stat blocks up on the stream anymore. Like, it was kind of fun, but at the same point it's like, nah, I'm good with this. Like, Leshy Ranger. Pronouns, what level are they? We're good to go. If anyone out there has any other questions, you can ask them, and we may answer them if we see it.
If I see it in chat, I generally answer.
Yeah.
But I'm also playing the game, so.
Yeah, well, that's also another thing. But, couple of other things. Well, actually, no, we'll do the player introduction, because I started that and then I got derailed. Sunshine!
Yes. Am I introducing Sunshine?
A little bit. Just introduce a little bit of Sunshine and stuff you got a level 4. Mostly as
I'm Juliet, and this is Sunshine, my boy. He is a Leshy Ranger. He's a seaweed Leshy, so he can swim real good and also breathe underwater. At 4th level, I got not Attack of Opportunity, aka Disrupt Prey.
What is Attack of Opportunity?
Sorry, not Reactive Strike. And then I picked up Dead Reckoning, which basically is a custom feat for this little adventure, and it basically means that if I have
I think you just reminded something that Matt hasn't done.
It means if I have all the tools, I can just like auto succeed basic navigation checks. And here is the text that doesn't exist yet. So
look, in my defense, I do a lot of stuff during the week. I do a lot of writing. Like, I write the adventures ahead of time. If it is an attack of opportunity or reactive strike, yeah, no. We're fine. It's fine. But yes, we have the feat written up. I just haven't actually put it into the Foundry system yet.
That's so fair.
I've been busy getting ships and stuff ready. I think I mentioned on a server or something earlier in the week that I was too busy playing around with ships and making cannon noises. Fortunately, the cannon noises did not work out.
Oh, and my rats can walk and bite people at the same time. So that's new for them.
And that's terrifying out of context. I'm not wrong.
Juliet,
I think
do you know
it's terrifying in context.
Do you know about the giant rats that make all the rules?
Yeah,
Okay,
they're
good.
my rats.
Yeah,
Once I get an large animal companion.
They're already large.
They are not already large. They are still medium.
They take
They're
up the medium
medium?
size.
They're medium because they're not mature yet.
I thought
All
they were
right.
large and in charge.
I mean, it's a medium-sized rat swarm, so...
Yeah.
But we're coming back to the whole, would you rather fight 70 horse-sized cats, or... What is it?
Horse-sized ducks or duck-sized horses.
There we go. The answer obviously is I don't want to fight a duck that's the size of a horse. That's a non-starter.
I feel like I could just kick a duck-sized horse.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be hard.
It's not like a duck-sized horse has, like, you know, a neck that can
That's true.
reach and chomp.
Yeah, the tiny horse is extremely breakable. Like, I assume they don't keep their density.
Just get out of
Yeah.
the golf club, it's fine. I mean, what?
Also, the horse-sized duck can fly. Like, hello. That's terrifying.
I don't know
I
if
mean,
it would.
actually, according to the square cubed law,
Okay.
So, Sola! Yeah? Oh, you're introducing yourself.
I'm Sola, the robot cleric maid who does all of the things.
Did you pick
Next
up anything
question.
for level 4?
I think we did this last time.
We did.
We did. No, so, like, just listen to the last episode and you'll find out.
That's not very sporting.
But also, like, I didn't. I got a couple extra cantrips and I
Yeah.
can do
Shit,
medicine.
I have to get my
anything
book.
cool for your archetype?
No, I just got some extra medicines.
Oh, okay.
More medicine. Because you're a cleric medic, aren't you?
Yeah. So basically, I've taken everything medicine-wise that I will probably ever need to take. So
What, doctor's visitation and the
continual
dedication.
recovery. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
medic.
ward medic.
I've got ward medic. I've got
Oh.
continual recovery. I've got doctor's visitation. I'm good.
you're good? And Archie?
Hi, I am Archie.
What?
I'm a sorcerer. Oh, you wanting more from me?
A little bit, please.
Oh,
I already did that joke.
I am a human sorcerer at level 4. I picked up Arcane Evolution, which means I get a book. Matt hasn't given me my book yet. He's decided, you know what? I don't want you guys to have anything fun. Back to sea with you. Adventure.
Well, no, look, I am sending you out to sea. That's absolutely a thing that's about to happen. But, if you want a book or something...
You have to go... I don't think I have to get my book, seeing as the way the feat's worded.
You just kind of pick one up. They usually keep it very vague within Pathfinder 2nd Edition. It's the same with when you get an animal companion. It's like, you get an animal companion. GM, figure it out. It's
I
fine.
like the
Work
idea
something
that
out.
a book just like floated next to the ship, and he just fished it out, and it.
Hey,
was
look, my
magically
diary.
Dry.
I like the idea that it's more a book is in like of the vibes sense. You don't actually have a physical book. It's just sometimes you look really hard at a certain point and your eyes look like they're reading something.
Oh, I get
Just
that time for
hallucinate a
time.
book. Hallucinating books, that's fine. I mean, that's the reverse of what actually happens when you read, isn't it? We just stare at pictures and hallucinate things. if you're that mentally inclined, which I am.
Some people can't.
Yeah, I know. That was wild when I found that out.
Yeah, one of a particularly talented Warhammer kit basher has that. Like they can't visualize things.
Yeah.
And the shit he produces is like, how do you foresee this particular object without having that sense?
Yeah, I have trouble wrapping my head around it because I've always been able to think in 3D.
But yeah, check out Kirioth. He does cool shit.
There,
This is a
fixed it. Prolix is level 4 now
total
as well.
tangent, but I feel like godless healing should just be a general non-skill feat and shouldn't require battle medicine.
Well, it applies to battle medicine is the issue.
No, it applies to receiving battle medicine.
Maybe it should just be a general feat.
It doesn't apply to you doing the checks.
Maybe they shouldn't be godless heathens, though. So,
I mean, I was just looking at it because I was like, that would work for Sunshine, and then I forgot that you have to have battle medicine as a prereq, and I'm like, oh.
Or you could do something that they did with there's a webcomic called Dominic Deegan, Oracle for Hire, and there's just a subset of people who, and it happens kind of randomly, who are just resistant to magic. Like, they can't receive magical healing, spells tend to not work on them, all sorts of things. So
Isn't that just a heritage of dwarf?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. You just have it as a versatile heritage anyone can pick up.
Because technically it's godless healing, but it's tied to the laws of is it laws of mortality, path of mortality? One of them.
Yes.
Which is
I believe that's where it
technically
came from.
It's a belief system in and of itself.
I would love to see a wizard casting fireball at someone and then them just hearing, magic's not real.
Isn't
I
that
don't believe in
literally
fireballs.
Superstition barbarian, though?
I think so. I know in Pathfinder 1 there was a full feat chain you could pick up for the barbarian, which is just like, what is magic? Screw your magic. Doesn't work. Doesn't exist.
Wasn't there
What
one
is
where you
magic?
eat the
Bible
magic?
don't hurt me.
But yes, there was also another archetype that just ate books.
That's so good.
Like
Oh,
literally
hi,
the
Gale.
picture, like literally the picture was I believe it was a orc with its jaw like distended, just hoffing down a book. PF1 was fucking wild.
Fucking love PF1.
Just I look back on it
The
and I
art
go,
was
"What?"
so good, okay?
Nick was sending me AD&D pictures and I dislike him.
Okay, but it absolutely looked like that kobold had been disturbed at spot A.
What?
Don't.
Just don't. Some of the classic like AD&D and D&D pictures for creatures was just like, this is a goblin, this is a kobold. The difference is this one has cucumbers for eyes.
There you go. That's what they thought a kobold looks like.
Oh, he's just a little guy.
Also,
No, okay, what he looks like is... do you remember that animated version of Lord of the Rings?
I've
Yes.
heard
There's
That
a
one,
way.
yeah. One of those
There's
at
a
the
way.
spa.
There's a way. We don't wanna go to war today. It's an amazing song. Like the entire soundtrack for the what was it 1980s, 1970s? Lord of the Rings. Just
Yeah, somewhere around that.
if you're into like classic experimental rock, it's amazing.
Just don't watch the movie. Just don't. No, don't. Just trust me. I don't want to show what Sam looks like, but I will show you what Sam looks like.
I like to think it's a holistic experience.
I don't
Also-
think you need to be promoting your holism, Matt.
Well, no, that is very true. Otherwise, I think we're about done with our little preamble stuff. So,
Hey Matt, jump scare.
you do know I've got streamer mode enabled, right?
Ah, you son of a bitch. Check your Discord.
But you told me there's a jump scare now.
I lied.
Oh, sure. You lied. I will say, however, for everyone out there, as I disable the villain point I had left over from last week, if you at any point feel as if the players do not have enough hero points, you can always give them more. I will suggest, however, hold off on giving them hero points for now, because the first section of this session is going to be a fair bit of role-playing, so I'm not sure how much they're actually going to be needing them. I'm hoping the second section will get into like some combat.
How fast I can burn through hero points, Matt.
You underestimate how shit we can roll, Matt.
I'm just saying, you start off the session with 1 hero point each. I don't want people to be like front-loading you a bunch of hero points and then, you know, not using them.
You can't tell Lakudos what to do. Lakudos
I
is their
wasn't
own
going to
person.
call out anyone. Thank you. But out there in chat, if you do want to give the players hero points, you could always use 1,000 channel points and give them a hero point. Alternatively, you can use your 1,000 channel points to give me a villain point.
But don't do
You
that.
also use 100 hero points to make Matt drink water.
Or alternatively, don't do any of those things. Use 1,000 channel points to name an NPC.
That is absolutely true. And
That's
considering
a great use of 1,000 channel points.
It is. I'm still waiting for Matt to use mine.
what was his name again? I'm pretty sure I did it. Don't
Da-
just highlight the message.
Daylight time.
Daylight time.
THYME. They are. They're going to be a Leshy. Specifically, a Leshy and Abomination Vaults.
Oh, it has to be Abomination Vaults? Damn.
Well, that way I can upset Bill.
Well, they are coming up to the end in Abomination Vaults. Not long now. But, who remembers what happened last week? Or this game?
I have notes. We
You have
fled
notes?
from the island and got a big line of credit. That was the notable things that happened.
I mean,
We fled from killing the governor and we got a big line of credit.
We
Like,
got
there-
money, got paid.
you did get paid. Like, there was... I would like to point out that there was, like, a full chase sequence that they did. And
Yeah, there was, but that is summed up in "we fled the island."
But yes, that is very accurate. After successfully... We will say assassinate, because it was an assassination. After assassinating Governor Pontus, our players had to quickly flee the crown-held city that they were in. And in doing so, had to go on a merry little chase before getting on their ship and having to sneak past a couple of gunboats. Which they did
It
rather
was pretty
successfully, I might add.
easy.
There was a couple of close calls there, just so you're aware, yeah?
Oh, I'm well aware, but
Yeah.
we did it easily, so...
Next time, I'm putting more rocks in the bay. That's all there is to it. And you got a longer ship now.
Next time, I'm gonna have better littoral lore, Matt.
Which will help with the navigation, technically speaking. Well, we also don't know if you're going to be doing it at night again or not. But you are pirates, so that is a potential thing that might happen. But after successfully escaping, you did return back to Miranda Bay, where you talked to your contact Johnny, who paid you up, like super paid you up,
Yep,
and you were like, "Hey, new ship."
yep.
And did you want to buy the new ship? As I name it properly? You don't have to.
Yep, I think we do.
I think it's best, yeah.
Yeah,
Do we get real cannons with this ship?
you do in fact get real cannons.
Yippee!
100 glass cannons.
Glass cannons specifically are a magic item.
Although I think
that you can't
tempered
afford at this level.
glass is within this level range, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the glass cannons specifically are a magic weapon I'm working on for ships.
Oh, I'm well aware, but I just was remembering from when I looked at all the glass items.
Do cannons count as weapons as far as like runes and stuff are concerned?
I think Matt has special runes he's working on.
What do you mean working on? I've already finished most of them.
Matt has special runes he's made.
Mostly,
Can we put a silencer on the cannons?
you're not at the right level for the silencer, sorry.
No.
I believe it's level 6 for the silence cannons.
I like the idea of being silent cannons.
Is it a consumable or?
Better fucking not be.
I have been working on consumable cannons as well. Well, consumable cannonballs.
Well, I was just thinking because in the actual the silencers you can get for guns are consumable.
So they do have a tendency to break, unfortunately.
There's a lot of stress on them.
Yeah, that's why I don't do that.
Deleting a couple of things. Because I'm about to move you to another map.
Are we, have we been told where we're going?
I think
You haven't received your next job yet.
I think we're recruiting.
Oh,
now.
okay. No, okay. That's fair.
I think we're holding a recruitment drive.
Well, that is the question. Because you can examine the ship as much as you want. But you have your pilot in Archie. You have Sunshine, the navigator. Solar, who we're calling a carpenter, I believe is the plan. I know that's what I called him.
That's what you called them.
Ship's cook would also work.
Solar. Everything else.
Ship's maid?
I mean, kind of. But, as was pointed out, and you should have access to Melody's Wake, like full ownership stuff. Yep, you should have full ownership stuff. I've already moved over the inventory from your previous Melody's Wake.
Where are the driving actions, Matt?
I will fix that in a second. Okay. That is super easy, and I usually just put it into the ship sections for convenience more than anything else.
Okay.
But you are missing a powder monkey.
Mm-hmm. A rigger.
Technically a rigger. Technically you don't have a first mate. There's also, you have a missing quartermaster. Although, considering the size of your ship, you could probably skip that for now.
How many crew slots do we have? Where does it say that?
If you scroll down on your main page...
Okay. 5 other crew.
5.
And Sunshine and Solar technically count as other crew, so you need another 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean...
Now, Prolix is still around if you want to hire him on as a rigger. He is completely proficient in that respect.
Okay.
That'd be a good start.
Also, it means when Heroics can return to the game, we have a ready reason for it. But as has been, I will let chat know about this, we have discussed it because our 4th player is a little bit nebulous at the moment. Considering that this is a pirate campaign, it's kind of easy for people to kind of chop and change and just kind of, we can bring people in as they're needed. And I'm kind of happy to do that.
Okay.
Because Ian might come back at some point for 5 Pebbles or Horligs, or, you know, I might be able to convince Bill to jump in for a couple of weeks and play. And there's other players as well. But yes, considering you have cannons and none of you are really specialists with black powder, probably a powder monkey would be a priority for you. But it is up to you.
Okay.
We gotta do interviews.
Let's do interviews.
We also gotta shop.
You do have to do a little bit of shopping. Yep.
Do all three of us want to conduct separate interviews? Come with our top #1 candidate and then choose from the 3 people we picked?
No.
Okay.
Just no.
No. We're not gonna
First,
do that.
I would like to find us some upgrades for the ship. So, Matt, what upgrades can we get?
All right. I have it open. I did have it open. You can get a customized helm for your ship, which will give you a +1 item bonus to your piloting checks for the ship.
How much does that cost, Matt?
It costs 40 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Only?
This is all balanced against the Pathfinder 2 system. Like, this is an item bonus. It is only a +1. It is in line with, for instance, a Artificer's
gold?
kit.
Okay. Well, now what else? What else have we got?
You can get lever sails. They slow your ship down a little bit, but they also reduce the weakness to fire.
I like being speedy.
I like fire.
I wasn't gonna say that.
What else?
You can also get a ram for your ship.
Why would we need
Actually, you can't.
livestock on our ship?
Oh, we need livestock on our
You
ship.
do need a dairy goat. Yeah,
Okay.
a dairy goat. Well, you have a dairy chicken. You have an egg chicken.
Yeah, try again.
Try again.
Can't milk those.
I don't know. You can milk anything if you're ambitious enough.
We've got dairy rats. You technically
anyway.
can milk a rat.
So anyway, tradition is chickens and cows, but goats will work in a pinch.
I mean, we don't have to pinch the goats either. You can get a workshop for your ship.
Hey, we pinched the goats at that last farm. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well. You can get a workshop for your
Liberated.
ship.
What does that do?
It gives you a place to do crafting checks.
The stove works great, Matt.
We do need citrus as well. That is a good point. If you have a druid on the ship, you can always have them grow a tree on the ship.
That's not how trees work. Matt.
I would have
Magic.
transferred
Magic
over.
tree.
I would have transferred over blue. Just so I've said that.
Yes. I've already put blue into the inventory. That's good. That's done. There's a couple of other magic items, but unfortunately, as a huge size ship, you don't quite qualify for them yet.
So, like, what about cannons? Getting more of them? Were we able to transfer over our swivel guns?
Yes, you can transfer over the swivel gun if you like. I can move that action over pretty easily.
We had two
Both of
swivel
them.
guns, Matt.
We have 2 swivel guns, Matt.
Well, same principle. I can move those over pretty easily.
Cool.
And they will fit a little bit better on this ship, honestly.
Yeah. What else?
I
Just-
need
just-
the ship, gun deck. You can get you have 2 positions on your ship for the swivel guns. If you want to replace one of those with a grappling gun, you can.
Ooh.
We've got a boarding pike.
Boarding pike can't. The grappling gun gets to reach from further away.
I've got a thrower's bandolier. I can put a grappling hook in there.
How far can you throw your grappling hook?
What? It's
Like-
got a range increment of like 20 feet?
Versus the harpoon, which is going to be what, Matt? 100?
I believe I've got the grappling gun set down to 60.
Yeah. I think that's not a bad idea.
So it actually does not give a range you can throw a grappling hook. It is just a attack roll with the secret trait against a DC depending on the target.
The range increment on the grappling hook is based off of the rope you have attached to it, and is usually considered to be 10 to 20 feet on its own. But the maximum range is the rope that's attached to, which can vary from 30 to 100 to if you have one of those infinite ropes. Which
and
is
a
kind of
strong
terrifying.
arm. An infinite rope and a strong arm, Matt.
You can also install some chase cannons into the front of your ship.
Ooh.
We've got swivel guns, though. We can
I
use
guess.
those. How much are they?
Wait, no, my mistake. I have the item level for the chase cannon set at 6.
Dang it.
Guess we'll have to settle for swivel guns, then.
But the grappling gun essentially allows you to do grapple checks against ships.
Yeah.
Is there like a +1 bonus to our cannon we can add, or
Magic siege
is that
ammunition,
not
wave
how
shot.
cannons work?
Technically, no. However,
Okay.
I have been working on it, as I am wont to do.
Matt never does any
I never do anything.
running Pathfinder, planning Pathfinder. Nah, never
I
does
don't.
any of that.
I don't have an entire spreadsheet that's number crunching the numbers for ships at every single level.
That's why Matt utilizes the Hoist the Colors adventure path as presented by Tabletop Obscura.
I love all of you. You're so good to me.
Coming to a game store near you in the somewhere distant future, maybe.
Near is sort of an abstract concept, since it will probably be on the internet.
I'm actually trying to talk to people about it.
What if you don't show them this?
Why not? It'd be fine. It'd be great. You're not at the right level for the siege runes yet. Next level.
Okay. Do we want to just save our upgrade money till we can get cooler shit?
Well, we're spending that 40 gold for a helm.
Yeah.
Which is easy done.
So that
Check.
leaves us with 210 in credit.
I mean, does that one stack?
How much is the workshop?
That's a good
The
question.
workshop is 40 gold pieces as well.
Oh, we'll get that
Get a
then.
workshop. Yeah.
Does it? Is there any way for us to expand our storage capacity, Matt?
Not with this style of ship, no.
Okay.
You'll notice in the... I'll open it up so I can see it as well. But you'll notice at the bottom of your... the actual sheet for the ship that has passengers.
Mm-hmm.
It has space for 4 passengers.
Yep.
Also, unlike a lot of other ships that you would get from other shipping companies, Zephyr Artificer ships do not have the sluggish trait.
What does the sluggish trait do, Matt?
It means you have to travel at least 2 ship lengths before you can turn.
Oh,
Words. We can turn on a dime.
Pretty much. But other shipping companies have other advantages to their ships. The Ramshackle's salvage ships, for instance, have a built-in disguise where they can just make themselves look like wreckage.
I remember that. That ship looks kind of grody, I'll be honest. I loved it.
They are intended for that. The Brigand and Co. ships tend to have a better armor class and better hardness. They also all come pre-installed with rams.
Interesting.
Void Right ships tend to have interesting magical effects attached to them.
Okay, Matt, I'm not gonna
Void Right
buy from the Void Rights. They're literally the main antagonists.
Hey,
Void Right
hey,
ships also tend to have dead people on them, so
I was about to say they usually come with their own crew, so you don't need to do interviews for them. Also, they have various magical effects, and they have very competitive financial planning contracts involved with them.
no, hot car. Goodbye.
What, the
Alrighty.
point-to-point teleportation's not worth it for you?
No.
Well, if that is all we are upgrading, then let's
I'm not gonna
start
have teleportation if it unalives my crew.
interviewing.
Well, passage through the void has a tendency to do that to people. So, we're looking for a powder monkey, and what else? Also, chat, if you want to help me out with names for the NPCs, I'd be super appreciative.
Do we want a... Can we get a cabin boy?
Why do you want a cabin boy?
I don't know, I think it'd be a fun role on a ship.
What you can get instead is a midshipman. Which... It's not a cabin boy, but it's kind of an every hand.
Okay.
Or an everyman for a ship. So
Okay.
they do a little bit of everything.
Let's get ourselves a powder monkey and a midshipman.
The problem with a midshipman is it's the usual thing where it's they're trained in a lot of things, but they're not specialized.
Okay.
Also, midshipmen tend to be officers in training. So a few years down the track, they will probably leave the ship to, get a better position. If they don't get a better position on the ship itself.
That's fine.
And I'd like to think the Void Rights sound a little bit rad. Thank you, chat. Someone supports me.
I mean, I think they sound rad, as in their name sounds rad. I think the whole killing people isn't rad.
I mean, people die all the time.
So, let's start our interviews, Matt. Who's the first person that walks through the door? I assume we just go to the pub and, put up flyers that we're having interviews.
Look, you can absolutely do that. Yeah, no, look, I was gonna have a Goblin Alchemist out first. I'm not gonna lie there.
I mean, there's literal monkey people.
Yeah,
I would not have that as a monkey.
There's also monkey goblins. I feel like it's kind of obvious.
No.
If a little bit on the nose.
We already had one of those.
Yeah, it's why I didn't do it.
Alrighty. Who's through the door first, Matt? Do you have art for this person?
Oh god, no.
Okay, fair enough.
I wish I did. The first person to come through the door is a goblin gentleman with...
If you guys want us to get custom art for Hoist the Colors, check out the Tabletop Obscura throne. You can follow the link tree.
Or... Because
or
someone
you can
has
follow
it out.
that link.
I really do need to get better at advertising that thing. I really do. But...
Viruses not included.
I hope viruses aren't included. Jeez. Is a goblin gentleman. And Nick's gonna hate me for this.
Oh, good.
He has several burns across his face and presumably the rest of his body. We need to make him an NPC.
Goblins.
And he will introduce himself by going, "Hello, my name's Popcorn."
As soon as he walks up, I've just got a bucket of seawater, and I'm just gonna, splash some onto him.
There's a slight wince as he kind of puts his hand up to what looks like a more recent burn that's been like recently patched up, and goes, "Oh, thanks for the salt."
I'm
Ow.
seeking him as my hunted prey, by the way.
Yeah.
He's my hunted prey, and I'm going to insight check him. Cause why is he wincing? Is it really just the burn?
It might very well be the fact that you threw salt water at him.
Or is it the fact that he's secretly a zombie, Matt?
The wound does not sizzle
Okay.
as an acid. It's very much more a pain response to, oh god, salt has just gone into a wound.
Well, I nod my head approvingly.
But, weird initiation, but I'm told that you're after a powder monkey. I tend to be a deft hand with powder, a black powder specifically. I've also been doing some fascinating stuff with like compressed air. And you know, I may or may not have done some time on a couple of other ships that are experimenting with controlled explosions.
Controlled explosions, Matt?
Controlled
Like
explosions.
airburst?
Oh,
I wouldn't really call airburst a controlled explosion.
so if you want to get something moving, it's like if you attached a cannon to the back of a ship in order to use it as propulsion.
Oh. So what he's saying is he can make us a rocket ship.
What you glean from that is up to you. It does sound like he's, well, actually, give me a perception, either a perception check or a society check.
I'll give you a Socrates check.
I love me some Socrates.
Hey, does hireling manager apply to...
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Hireling man,
Technically
you are...
shouldn't, but well, you said so I'm gonna...
Look, I know the rulings for hireling manager, but you're literally hiring people to work on your ship. If it doesn't count for this, I don't know what it does.
Well, it basically, once we've hired them, they just get a +2 circumstance bonus to their checks.
Yeah,
That's what it does.
And I understand the use casage there, but you get my point as well, right?
The only reason I ask is because Foundry pops it up every time I try and do something. I'm like, that's not how this works, Foundry.
Yes, but it has to give you the option anyway. To answer your question, though, Captain Archie, he's talking about some experimental technology that they've been talking about, but nothing has actually manifested that's particularly useful for ship combat, or for ships in general. Water provides too much resistance for them to actually be effective.
Everyone knows hydromagneto propulsion is the future.
You want to elaborate on that one, Juliet?
That's...
Or are we just throwing words together?
No, that's an actual propulsion system. Because water is a polar molecule, you can actually move it using magnets. Not very fast, but you can.
Yeah, I could see it.
In the movie The Hunt for Red October, that's the propulsion system for the submarine Red October.
It would be a lot quieter. They've also been experimenting within the Pulsus Archipelago with solar sails to varying degrees. The solar sails have proven to be not very, have been proven to be effective, but not well liked by the pirates who try to sneak. Because they have a tendency...
Solar sails.
Yeah, they have a tendency to glow.
They're blessed by Saren Ray.
Kind of.
Oh,
some of them
okay,
are...
so not...
Not the spacecraft.
Okay.
Just the same name.
Similar principles, though.
but holy magic makes them work, as opposed to physics.
There's a divine version, a primal version, and a arcane version.
Not a cult, though.
Not a cult. A cult don't do anything with the solar and sun and bright lights.
Yeah, I don't like
So
this one.
true.
It's all grasping tentacles and darkness. You know, the fun stuff. But yeah, he goes, if you're after a paramonkey, I can do that for you. Absolutely.
I have a
Add him to
question
the
for you,
shortlist.
Matt. Does he have a tail?
He does not have a tail.
Okay. He's at a net 0 ranking for Sunshine.
Because he doesn't have a tail?
Well, he is not a void zombie,
Okay,
but
yep.
he doesn't have a tail. So, how are you gonna be a powder monkey without a tail, Matt?
That's just racist. Just because he's not a monkey goblin, and you want him to be a monkey.
No, I just feel like it would
Disappointed
be
in
useful to
you,
hold
Juliet.
extra
I'm disappointed
things.
in you.
First off, this isn't Juliet, this is Sunshine.
Potato, potato.
The
Gosh,
next
people.
person to show up for the interview, particularly for the powder monkey position, is what looks to be a Azucati, also known as a Gilman. And he has
Fish
blue
people.
skin. If you think Abraham Sapien from Hellboy, you're pretty much on the money there. His features are a little bit more human, though.
Disappointing.
He introduces himself and goes, "Whoa!"
Throwing salt water at him again.
He barely responds to it.
Awesome.
He goes, "I'm already very moist, but thank you." Hello, my name is Kyo Longshore. And I'm told you need a powder monkey. I would like to fulfill the position if I could. Do you have any questions for me, or
Does he have a tail, Matt?
he does not have a tail?
Okay. I didn't
does-
expect one, but he's got a lot of other things going for him right now.
He does. For instance, skills. He also has webbed hands and feet.
Can
He is wearing
hold more
shorts at the
powder
moment.
If you have webbed hands and feet.
I know by my general appearance, I can be considered a detriment when working with black powder, because you don't want it to get moist. I wear gloves for such situations, and just so you're well aware, I will make sure that the cannons are clean and tidy at all times. You're not going to have any malfunctions with me. No misfirings. And if we get into a position where I have my own people to look after, I will train them to do the same.
The second he says that the cannons will be clean and tidy, Solar has already put in a vote for him.
Or do you have any previous experience?
I do have some previous experience. I will be upfront. I started my career as a seaman on a crown ship. Unfortunately, I didn't like the work environment, so I went AWOL. So I'm currently wanted by the Navy, but I think they've forgotten about me by this point. So if you have any dealings with the Navy, you don't need to worry about that. It was a fairly long time ago. But otherwise, since then I've served on several vessels. My last position was working on a merchant vessel, where I worked the cannons there. I was not the head gun monkey, however, but I was told I was very proficient.
Alrighty. Do we have anything else for this guy?
Our captain is currently BRB'd.
I want it noted this guy currently has 4. That's his rating. So he's really beating out that goblin.
Poor goblin. Poor popcorn.
I really like this guy.
This guy has my vote.
He's
Yeah, right.
moist. He can breathe underwater.
He's clean.
He's
and
not
tidy.
a void zombie.
Oh,
He's
it's a
an
plus?
ex-crown man. So he already doesn't like the crown? That's great.
Yeah,
He's a 4.
he specifically who called out the fact that he didn't like the work environment.
Doesn't like the crown?
I mean, if you want to extrapolate for that, by all means. We already have colleagues. Oh, we kind of do, don't we?
Locutus brings up a great question. Or what made you retire from your last position?
Technically, I haven't actually retired from my previous position. We're currently in port at the moment. I've heard, that you were looking for a gun monkey. If I can get a position on a smaller ship with better chances of advancement, I would probably go for that. The current gun monkey that we have for the Rose is pretty well established with the captain, and doesn't look like they'll be retiring anytime soon. So, I just want to leg up.
Yeah, so Matt, this previous ship of his, the Rose, what do I need to roll to recall knowledge on that? Society or sailing?
Either would do. Sailing lore will be a bit more specific though, so the DC would be less.
If I have him as my hunted prey, would that give me my hunted prey bonus?
I'm gonna say no for this one because it's not specifically about him, it's about a ship.
Chill. I will roll you that.
Alright.
By the way, just assume I'm hunting all of these candidates as soon as they walk up to our table.
Just dead-eyeing each and every single one of them with your skittering mask. Yeah, okay,
Man, you're
that's gonna
such
be great
a
for them.
skeptical person.
With your sailing lore check, Sunshine, I can let you know that the Rose has a reputation as every port ship. They tend to spend a lot of money to make sure that they're welcomed in every port that they go to. They try to remain as neutral as possible in all matters.
Do they do a lot of crime?
They try not to do any crime whatsoever.
Okay.
They do dealings with the Crown, as in they ship goods to the Crown and the pirates alike. They just bribe a lot of people to make sure that they're welcome.
I got that. Listen, they're war profiteering. More power to them. Do ya have any particular qualms about joining a pirate crew as opposed to coming from a more neutral agent?
Not at all. As I understand, it's amongst pirates, it's the ship shares, particularly for the officers. I've been drawing a wage, you see, and a wage is fine and everything else like that, but I feel like a ship share would be more financially beneficial. At least for my purposes.
I'm gonna lean over to Sola. Or what's a ship share?
It is the share of bounty that we receive.
Okay.
Archie,
I like
Archie.
this guy.
do you have any questions for Keo Longshore?
Who's this guy?
The guy we're hiring.
He's so cool.
Is he the merman?
He's
Yeah.
the merman.
Matt, why didn't you make him a merman?
Because I have that for a midshipman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Not
alert,
everyone
Matt,
can be
please.
Mermando.
God, I am making up these NPCs kind of on the spot. But, yes, Kyo is a merfolk, or a gilman would be more accurate for the term.
As Ketty.
Yes.
Azurketi would be even more technical.
I mean, actually,
So what's his skill set again?
he's a
So
gun monkey,
cool.
or a powder
He's a-
monkey, I should say.
Uh-huh.
He likes to keep a clean and tidy firing bay, though.
I see.
He can breathe underwater and is moist.
He was also splashed with salt water and did not respond.
It's true. Not a void zombie.
So it sounds like you two have already made your mind up about this.
We
He's
have a
so
third candidate.
cool.
Us? No, never. Yes.
Alright, so he's on the shortlist then.
Yep.
The really short list.
No, that's you two. You're on the that's you. Just
The
you
short
and
list.
you and your rats.
I mean, the rats do their own thing.
They're a valuable member of the crew, Matt. They are invaluable to the drafting process. It's like a scene from Ratatouille.
Oh god.
Care to elaborate on that means?
The one where the rats are all cooking? It's like that, but they're making a map. Hope this helps.
Do you have any other questions for Kyo? Otherwise, we'll get to Milton.
When can he start?
Milton.
Alright, your third candidate for the position of Powder Monkey is a 6'3" lizard folk.
No.
What's wrong, Nick?
Now I'm gonna have to choose.
And he brings in his own cannon.
Ooh.
What's the stats on the cannon?
The cannon is a D12 ranged weapon with a 100-foot range increment.
Can I throw salt water at him?
You certainly can.
You can try.
Does he react at whatsoever?
He splutters a little bit. He kind of
Okay.
sits down at the seat, and you splash him with water, and he's like, "Pfft, pfft. What was that for?"
I'm making sure you ain't a void zombie.
I mean, you could warn a fellow about it first.
Nasty little dudes. Long tentacle.
Yeah,
And
no.
Sunshine sort of gestures like a feeding tentacle.
I
Well-
assume that's extra scary coming from Sunshine because of the, seaweed.
Yeah. Do you have to gesture, or can you just get a little bit of seaweed to gesture as if it were a feeding tendril? Yeah?
It's not posable seaweed.
Yeah.
He kind of relaxes a little bit, but he's got that raised eyebrow thing going on, but he goes, so you can call me Milo. I hear you need a powder monkey, and I come with my own cannon.
Is the
Are
so
aside
how
from-
does his cannon compare to like a standard cannon?
He's added a handle to it. And
Okay.
there seems to be some sort of hatcher or something that he's put onto the back of it, so he can open it up pretty easily.
So it's a breech loading cannon.
Matt,
Yeah.
have you just made a Kremlin from Donkey Kong Country?
It is entirely possible! Actually, now that
So
I'm thinking of it, I
aside
might
from
have.
that-
Tell us about your last employee. Was it, I don't know, King K. Rool? I worked for royalty. He was mad.
He considered himself something of a king, but he was kind of put in his place.
By a gorilla.
Oh, look, it wasn't a good time. I got jumped on a lot.
I'm with you on that one, Nick.
No.
He started this.
This is more and more for it for me.
But no, look, I am proficient with my job.
Matt, does he have a tail?
He does have a tail.
Oh, that's a point in his favor. He's catching up.
During character creation, his tail was not forgotten.
Nice.
But he kind of continues to go, look, I need a position because my last ship got blown up.
Why did it get blown up?
Got a little...
What was the name of your last ship?
The last... sorry. The Bluebell.
Recalling knowledge on it. Nope. Here we go.
You recall at a time, and that time is the time it takes for Matt to write.
The Bluebell was a pirate ship.
Okay.
You're doing really well in these sailing lore checks, just so you're aware. I was kind of hoping you'd fail at one of these, but, you know, it is what it is. The Bluebell was a pirate ship. It was a ramshackle salvage ship. And unfortunately, from what you heard of rumor, it was tagged by an opposing pirate ship as being simply in disguise, and yeah, kind of just got obliterated for its efforts. It was an ambush vessel, however, so its whole thing was it would wait for passing ships to come by and it would attack them. So, don't feel too bad about
the
them.
whole explosion business.
They opened fire. One of the shots got lucky. Hit the powder deck, and, well, you know how that goes.
Doesn't protect his powder deck.
But I did survive. And I did manage to keep Trudy here. And he taps the cannon.
He's named his cannon.
Hey Matt, would a powder monkey at its post tend to survive an explosion of the powder deck? What lore do you want for that?
I can use your sailing lore. Look, it's
okay.
Depends where they were at the time. So if it was the powder stores that were hit and they were being stored at the back of the ship, and they were like at the fort of the ship making orders, etc., then it's entirely possible that they would survive. However, if they were at the back, they would be in bits. All across the ocean floor.
Does he look wounded, like he's been through an explosion?
From what you can tell, he looks like he has received injuries, and they are recent, but recovered. Which would line up with the timeline.
Okay.
But you're in a pirate bar, you can look around and see people who are injured, recovering, and have recovered.
Yeah. Okay.
How clean does this man look?
Average? Like, not fastidious. If he could shave, he would, shave once a week. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So, do you have any more questions for Milo?
I don't.
No.
Well, you have your 3 potential powder monkeys. I think I can pretty much pull out Popcorn Jack since no one was really fond of him.
He got 0 points, Matt. Even the lizard got one.
It's hard to shave in this razor economy. Things are expensive, right? So you have a choice between Kyo and Milo.
Kyo.
I got one vote for Kyo. Just the one, Lakudos. It's a small vessel.
Is Kyo was the Azurketi or the
Correct.
Yes. My vote is also for the Azurketi.
And Sola.
Sola votes for Kyo. Nick votes for the Kremlin.
Alright. So, we have Kyo. I'm gonna put Prolix into the crew.
Okay.
Now, midshipman. Your first one,
man.
your first one to come forward is a young woman, probably late teens,
Okay.
by her appearance. The long ears would suggest elf. She does have something of what could be best described as a wispy appearance.
So she's probably like 50 years old.
Probably around the 30 to 50 mark would be a good estimate.
Okay.
She does carry a little bit of a breeze with her, however.
Carries what?
A breeze.
I'm throwing water at her.
She's gassy.
As it kind of gets close to her, it turns into something of a fine mist. And her silvery gold hair just kind of flows out from it. Kind of like a sea breeze off the bow of the
She's
ship.
got magic powers then.
Gosh darn it. Sunshine's gonna walk up to her then with the bucket and just be like, Miss, you wouldn't happen to be, just please put your hand into this.
Okay. She puts her hand into the bucket.
I
there
hope there's
any
like a
ill
mop in this
effect?
bar that we have nearby.
Is there any ill effect, Matt?
There is no ill effect.
Awesome. That's great. I take your hand out of the bucket. And unless she asks why, I'm not explaining.
So, you know what? I don't want to ruin this interview. My name's Wendy. I would love to be the midshipman for Melody's Wake.
Do you have a resume or previous experience? I don't actually know what a resume is, so
Could you
I'm
perhaps
really
tell us
hoping you have previous experience.
what a midshipman is and does?
Well, a midshipman just kind of does whatever is needed.
That position is filled.
Or, no, I think it's more like, not what you do, Sola. Like the other stuff.
Swabbing decks, etc.
So exactly
That
what
position is filled.
That position's filled. You won't need to do that one.
Running around for the captain, as I understand it, or as I
you.
also kind of officer in training. I won't make any, like, I'm not expecting a captainship in like the next 10 years or something. Like, I know it's a long-term plan, but at some point in the future, I'd love to be an officer and I'd love to serve closely under a captain. I would like a ship of my own someday.
I'm just gonna.
Wendy, have you ever sailed before?
I'm just gonna turn to Archibald. Why are we accepting resumes for my job? Is there something you wish to tell
Sunshine
me?
is still conducting the interview.
If I've been mistold something,
Well, apparently
I
I've
know
been
it's-
midshipman this entire time.
She's the ship's maid, and she's very iffy about her So, you ever have any sailing experience, Wendy?
Kind of.
Would you like to expand on that?
So, up until recently, I was serving on one of the airships.
And what airship might that be?
I'm not sure if you've heard of it, the Hurricane's Call?
Matt, that's society, or can I also use sailing?
You can use sailing lore.
Okay, I just, it's
Oh yeah, no, you're fine.
It's, an airship, so I don't know if sailing applies.
Like a lot of the other airships, you don't know much about them. You know that a few make the port in Miranda Bay, but beyond that, you don't have a lot of information about them.
It's not a Crown-related airship, is it?
Apparently, the Crown, anytime the Crown has attempted to build an airship, it has been either destroyed or sabotaged under mysterious circumstances.
That's hilarious.
Gosh darn pirates ruining me airships.
No, it's uncommon knowledge that Miranda Bay has a very much invested interest in making sure the Crown never gets an airship.
Fair. Why did you happen to be taking leave of that ship?
Let's just say I aged out of my position.
I'm a little confused there.
Yeah, Matt, you want to elaborate on that one?
She looks a little bit sheepish and goes, "Look, I was born on the ship. I was kind of raised on it, but I'm getting older. I want to move on."
Your parents kicked you out.
They didn't kick me out. They said I could stay if I wanted to, but I kind of want to make my own way in the world. Yeah. I kind of want to set my own sails, chart my own course. Other cliches.
Oh my goodness, she said chart her own course. That's another point.
Yar.
She talked about charts.
So yeah, look, I could go back, but
Captain, do you have any questions?
Do I have any questions? Matt.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Pretty good.
One last thing. Can you swim?
Yes, I can swim.
Awesome.
I can also fly a little.
Awesomer! That's another point for her. Okay.
And I can do this. And she holds out her two hands, and a little bowl of air kind of circulates between them.
That's just showing off.
We'll be in contact, when you're, we have a couple more candidates we need to look at, but...
Oh no, that's fine. Look, I do understand. This is kind of me just shooting my shot. I'll be honest. I hope I get the position, but, no hard feelings.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Your next candidate, you don't immediately see, as the chair kind of gets pushed up to the table.
Ooh.
And
is it a short person?
it is a very short person, at about 12 inches. A puppet gets up onto the chair and then kind of climbs onto the table.
This is chorus. We're instant.
It's not Chorus.
Damn it!
He does, however, look like a animated child's doll. Like, think Sackboy. And he gives a half-hearted, like a salute, and goes, "Ahoy! I am Tiny Tycho."
Get out.
You know what? Fair
Is
enough.
Tiny Tycho tiny?
He would be considered tiny-sized, yes.
Oh, I don't know about cheap.
I hear you need a midshipman. I would like to fill the position.
Or do you have any previous experience? Perhaps being a seaman, or a midshipman, or...
I have served on many ships. I have also worked on a couple of ships. I pretty much spent my whole life at sea. As long as the life has been anyway. And even before I can remember when I started being alive.
Aaron, how long have you been alive?
I think it's about 10 years now.
I was gonna say yesterday.
No, it's been about 2 years, but it was getting a little bit weird. You could only be a child's toy for so long.
Okay.
What was the last ship you were on's name?
The last ship I served on was the Porpoise's Revenge.
Matt?
Yes.
Give me that knowledge roll.
God damn it.
Just
You've
don't
rolled.
hurt yourself on the spines.
You've rolled for these sailing lore checks, you have rolled a natural 20, an 18, and a 19, just so you're fully fucking aware. The Porpoise's Revenge is a pirate ship, specializing in hunting and pursuing.
Okay.
A bounty ship, essentially.
Okay.
Family-owned business, or a family-owned ship, so the crew positions are usually made via marriage and progeny, etc.
Gross.
I am
It
also gonna
happens.
splash water at him. Salt water.
He's
How does he react?
artificial.
Okay, if Sunshine can get infected, he's not taking any chances with this he's artificial stuff.
You splash Tycho, and he kind of shakes it off a little bit and goes, "Well, I'm damp now, but I hope that fulfills your test. Am I a midshipman now?"
No.
Or well, we've got a process. We've got to get other candidates. We'll contact you
Okay.
if you get the job.
I don't think he's on the shortlist.
Okay.
I mean, he is a short list. Yeah. Thank
I
you.
think a tiny creature is just too small for a ship.
Oh no, listen, I'm all for a tiny creature. They can do a lot of wondrous things, but whatever that was, no.
Not,
was
not
wrong
in
with
this
Tiny
particular
Tycho?
instance.
What the fuck kind of name is Tiny Tycho?
It's alliteration, and it's the kind of name a kid would give a toy.
What's the kind of name is Princess Punchface?
The actual kind of name a kid would give a toy. What kid is like, ah yes, my imaginary friend, Tycho?
I would have named something that as a child.
Zesty.
Indeed. He doesn't beat out Wendy though. He does not have as many
Wait,
points as she
wait.
did.
What? Could you pronounce her name one more time?
Wendy?
Wendy?
Wendy.
Wendy?
Wendy's not.
Matthew?
What? So,
how
your
long
next
have you
candidate?
I'm gonna fight you.
Why are you gonna find me?
Because you know what you
For not
do
answering the
crime.
question.
You do crimes and then you expect me to just sit there and not do anything about them.
Your next candidate is human. He looks human anyway, I should say.
Splash him.
Get the splashy.
I splash him.
It's the first time we've been like, oh no, splash that guy.
A child would name everything after their favorite Paw Patrol characters. Yeah, no, look.
Okay.
He's
There's
splashed.
there's actually a slight sizzle that starts to happen.
Ooh.
But he puts his hands up and goes, no, it's not what you think.
Or you better get to explaining.
Oh no, he's hot.
I've already got. I'm dual fisting my vials of brine.
He might be a witch.
This is when he blinks one of his eyes a couple of times, and it changes color.
Yeah,
that
Matt, what do
supposed to
I need to
mean?
recall knowledge?
Is this helping him somehow?
Society, probably.
Society, and this is recalling knowledge on my hunted prey.
Society.
We live in one.
You do live in a society. He has a condition known as heterochromia, which in most fantasy worlds is most commonly associated with changelings, or the children
that's
of hags
right.
and witches.
Yeah.
That's why Ian's mum. I mean, it's not Ian's mum. Rose's mum was so hot.
Because she was a witch.
She was a hag. More specifically.
Oh wait, so I was right? He's a witch? That's why the water's affecting him?
A
He
little
shouldn't
bit.
be on a boat.
He goes, look, it's only a surface thing. It's a family curse kind of thing. But I can swim just fine. It doesn't cause me pain. Too much
well,
pain.
what's your name?
It's fine. Pull.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Pull reader. Read ER. And sure enough, there's no real smell associated with the effect. It's just kind of a slight sizzle.
He still doesn't get the point for it.
Oh no, I
Because he
get
didn't
that.
fully pass it.
Which, fair. But yeah, no, I wasn't expected to get splashed with salt water, I'll be honest with you. It's usually not that noticeable, especially when you're out at sea and you're swimming and stuff like that, but yeah, it's a family curse kind of thing. Like I said, I'm fine to sail, I'm fine to swim, like, it's not an issue.
What was the last ship you worked on?
I'll be honest with you, this will probably be my first actual ship. I've been a fisher most of my life. I was told like midshipman was a good entry position for a kind of thing. I know my way around boats. I can clean really well.
Seaman on top.
I can look pretty far.
What caused the career change?
Mostly my mother dying. I say dying, she was killed. Yeah.
Or how does that change cause a change in profession? Sorry, I'm just not following the logic here.
Well, I could escape from home, you see. I was released, so to speak.
Aren't changelings usually like left at the doorstep of people?
It honestly changes and depends.
Okay.
Sometimes they're just kind of bound into service to a hag. He hasn't specifically called out his mother as a hag, but if you want to put two and two together, once again, that's up to you. Or you can just straight up ask.
Knowledge. I mean, I'm not trying to pry into his private life. I'm trying to get his business references, okay?
But yes,
well, coming from such an honest profession, do you have any qualms about joining a pirate crew?
Oh, I wouldn't call it that honest. But no, I don't have any qualms joining a pirate crew. Honestly, it will probably be more honest work than what I was doing.
Well,
Those
He was
fish.
fishing for compliments.
Those fish. And he just kind of gets this faraway look in his eyes. Anyway.
well, Captain, you have any questions?
Do you have any special skills?
I'm a little bit of a caster. I could do some magic. He kind of holds his hands out and closes his eyes, and the lights in the room start to darken a little bit.
I'm sure everyone gets really annoyed in the bar.
Not too annoyed, but there is some people looking around. And he stops it before... I can let you know, Archie, he was casting darkness, or at least a minor version of it.
Some darkness.
Kind of like the darkness equivalent of prestidigitation, if that makes sense.
Dimness.
Yeah.
You should write that up as a spell, Matt.
Andrew, instead of darkness, just dimness. What? What
Dimness.
the fuck?
Has the mental trait requires the caster to be dim.
Also, that was a 15 you rolled, Sunshine. Like, what the fuck is your rolling tonight?
Hot, apparently.
Apparently. But I'm happy to serve on a ship. Like I said, I haven't personally served on a ship. I know my way around boats, though.
Would your previous line of employment perhaps lead to any conflicts you could see in the on the open water, as it were?
I wouldn't think so. With my mother dead, I don't think there's anything that would pull me away.
Is he being honest about that, Matt?
You would expect him to be pretty honest. From your society check...
I was rolling the perception check, but okay.
From your society check, I can let you know that changelings will sometimes receive what's known as a call from a relative or a parentage, which would pull them away.
Okay. Neat. All right.
Some changelings resist it, some don't. It's completely up to them.
Neato.
Lots of secret dice in the chat tonight.
I'm making a lot of recall knowledge checks, which are
You
all
are.
secret checks. And I'm trying to be good about it. Alright, well, that is everything I have for him.
So, for your two midshipmen, you have Wendy or Paul Reader.
Wendy.
Absolutely. She wins by a landslide. 5-0 on my board.
I kind of want to hear your metrics for it, but I'm not going to dive into it too much.
Token
So
love interest for Sunshine.
Okay, so we have
Sunshine
Kia
is
Longshore.
6 years old. Quit trying to ship him with people.
Yeah.
Okay, but how old is that in plant years?
Doesn't mean he can't have a crush.
Well, technically, he's sort of like... He's a nature spirit that sort of jumps into a plant form. But also, he has very poor understandings of, like, sort of, more non-nature concepts. Like, money and words and literature.
And flammable.
Oh no, he understands flammable. He understands flammable well.
Yeah, I think
I don't
found that
fully
one out.
believe that.
He's not
Oh,
flammable.
right.
He's covered in water.
So we have Kyo Longshore, a male Ezeketi powder gunner.
Yeah.
And we have Wendy, a female elf Orin midshipman. I believe it's Orin, because they're not called Sylph anymore.
I'm gonna find that out.
Is it not just General Genie, Ken? I don't know.
No, it's...
They do have a name.
Oh,
But-
okay.
Yeah.
The names for things have changed, and it's just, we're in that transitional
no.
period.
Oh, Nethys is still Sylph.
Yes. Archives of Nephis have said they're not going to switch over the terminology until the remaster is official.
Radical, so Sylph.
I'm going to put Sylph back in. It can stay that for now.
By the way,
Alright.
Matt, is your name spelled with an E or an I?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, we know air is her thing. We don't. That's not the question.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
There's a part of me that just wants to... I've got it written down as Wendy with an E, but I really want to
Okay.
put an I in there as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
How
put
do
an
you
I
pronounce
instead
that?
of a Y.
How do you pronounce that? Oh, you know.
Like a kiwi, windy. My name is Wendy.
I cannot do a Kiwi accent that well, so we're not going to do
Just-
that for Wendy.
Just watch Bad Batch. You'll pick it up real quick.
God, it's been so long since I watched that. And there's also the Almighty Johnsons, which is a great show as well. But yeah, you have your crew now.
Awesome.
Prolix is going to be your rigger.
Question, does this
I
ship have
thought
a proper
Prolix went-
captain's quarters?
It does, in fact, have a captain's quarters.
Oh, cool.
Yay!
Then we get to have the moments where Sunshine walks up to the captain's quarters and knocks on the door.
So I take it Solar stays in the captain quarters in low power mode when quote unquote sleeping.
Yeah, there's probably like essentially a wardrobe.
You'll notice from the build of the ship, it kind of has 3 levels. And just kind of as a quick explainer, the top level at the back of the ship, that's the captain's deck. Like the top level, not the top level. You get the idea. Below that is the passenger quarters,
Okay.
and then below that is the midship stuff. Because it is a smaller vessel, the powder deck and the other functionings for the ship kind of share the area.
Fair
But
enough.
you do have 6 cannons and 2 swivel guns.
Whoa.
So we've got a broadside of 3.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, technically.
Where there is a PFI document that you can pick up that does the whole ship combat thing, where it does like facings and port side, all the rest of it. As a GM, I'm not worrying about it because it's a little bit too granular for me.
Fair.
But you will notice that you have in the actions the action fusillade.
Fulisade?
Fusilade.
Fusillade. Thank you.
Both of you. How did both of you get that wrong?
I need to fix that up actually because that is slightly wrong.
Fusilade is the way that is said.
I know it's
I've
French.
only ever read it.
Because for the Zephyr Artificer one, it's Fusillade, whereas for the other shipping companies, it's stuff like Cannon Fire and Broadsides.
It
But-
has an extra L, according to Wikipedia.
Interesting, because I looked it up and it was with the one L. Fusola. Okay, well there you go.
Yes,
Don't forget.
Fusilade, like Fusiliers.
Now, you will notice that it has, in brackets before the little entry for it, crew. This is mostly because Foundry doesn't have a crew trait, but ship actions with the crew trait are things that you can order the crew to do.
Okay.
Yar. What does that require me to do?
If you want them to do one action, it doesn't require you to do anything except giving them the order. If you want to give multiple crew orders, then that's extra diplomacy checks.
Okay, so if the more complicated I make it, the more checks I need to do.
Exactly. So, for instance, if you tell them to go, okay, we need to fire both sides of cannons, as in you need to do the cannon action twice. The first time, you don't need to roll a check for it. The second time, you will.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is based upon the DC for your ship.
Okay.
Now, before we go to our break, I can let you know your customized helm is installed.
Yay!
This will give you a +1 item bonus to your piloting checks.
Yay!
Blue gives you a
Workshop
+1.
installed?
The workshop is also installed, because they can be installed at the same time. And blue gives you a +1 status bonus to your piloting checks.
Nice.
And does a couple of other things that are currently unknown.
Does the workshop give me a bonus? I assume it gives me the bonus that tools give.
Yes, gives you a +1 item bonus.
+1.
Because it is a static location on a ship, that's why you get it at a lower level than most other items would give it to you.
Okay.
I had a long discussion with a friend of mine about that one.
Oh, okay.
But it's fine. It's all good. That said, with your ship all done and ready and handled, we might go to a little 10-minute break.
Okay.
Little bio break, stretch our legs. I'll get another coffee and then drink some water. But thank you for everyone in the chat for bearing with us. This is a little bit of a downtime / getting the back end of everything sorted. I hope the interviews were entertaining. It's been a while since I've had to make up that many NPCs on the spot, but there you go. I feel like I didn't do too badly there. Tiny Tycho probably could have used a little bit more work.
Tiny
Otherwise-
He wasn't beating out Wendy anyways.
I was like, shit, I need a name for a woman who used to work on an airship. Shit, Wendy, fuck.
I like her.
It's fine. Listen, the logistics make the adventure more satisfying. Oh, well, that's good. What kind of nerd doesn't enjoy minutia? Well, there's a fine line for that one. We are going to be back in about 10 minutes, however. Bio break kind of stuff. Just so we can get away from the computer stress stuff and everything else. Otherwise, we'll be leaping into the next adventure pretty much straight afterwards. We shall see you back very soon. Hey everyone, and we're back. I just upset one of my players with an idea I have for a campaign.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Also, just as a bit of an explainer, I know there's a lot of ads that I played during the break, as a kind of parting the veil, so to speak, of how the whole streaming thing works. Twitch basically says if I don't run X amount of ads in a set period of time, they'll just randomly pick times to do it. So part of the reason we do the 10-minute break in the middle of things is so I can put a chunk of ads in there and it doesn't disturb the rest of the game. That's the main reason why I do it. Because otherwise...
Also,
yeah.
you know, if we're during the break, there's no other content to watch, so... Matt wants that money.
Look, if I could get this running on a... Oh wow, Wendy was the most favorite. Wendy won. Paul got 1 vote? Poor Paul. Well, I guess Archie gets the hero point then.
Were they attached to us?
Oh, by order. So I got a token bar on my Game Master screen.
Yeah.
And it has the people listed. If Milo had have won, I would have gotten a Villa point.
Cool.
All I'm saying is that was rigged.
How is that rigged?
Because Wendy was the coolest one.
Really? Okay.
She was awesome. Okay, Matt.
Is it because she was raised on an airship? Is that the reason?
No, it's because she's cool.
Okay. Are we in? We're in. Are we back, Archie? Because he might have had to dash off for dinner. Or grab his dinner. It's one of the two. But, yes, Locutos does bring up a good point. If you are subbed... Wendy doesn't have a last name. Or at least she didn't give it.
Wendy.
My first thought when I was thinking of a last name was Zephyr, and it was like, no. Bad GM. You already are using Zephyr for the name of something. You can't do it twice. You've done that.
Zephyr?
Zephyr Artificers, the ones who built your ship.
Oh, those are the manufacturers of our ship. Okay.
And if I had given her the last name of Zephyr, and someone put 2 and 2 together, that would just be a whole different kettle of fish. Gale.
I really like Wendy Gale, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Hey,
either going to be that or Darling, and that's one's already taken.
It is already taken. Hey, Locutos, if you want to spend the 1,000 channel points, I will give her the last name of Gale. I'm not opposed.
If you don't, I will.
Yeah, if you don't, I will. That's what I'm thinking.
Someone's gonna do it. However, I'm sure Sam's gonna say something when he gets back. Your 2 new crewmen get themselves settled onto the ship, moving stuff in. Wendy doesn't have much with her. A couple of keepsakes from her childhood, etc. Whereas Kyo has a full chest lockbox situation. You save your points for hero points, so fair enough. I see how it is. But yeah, Kyo has like the full strongbox situation going on.
I got you, Locutos.
At least someone spent it, it's fine.
Oh, you got it doubly spent.
Alright, let's rename her. That should be nice and quick though. But yeah, Kyo has a big chest thing that is locked. Horlicks gets his stuff on board as well. Horlicks mostly just has his backpack for stuff. You're not sure how long he's actually going to be staying though. And that's mostly the GM hoping that Horlicks' player will be able to come back.
We hope.
At least her name wasn't Dorothy. No. If she had a pet, I would go with Dorothy.
What?
Toto.
Yeah, no. So why would you... Oh, you would have named her Dorothy if she had a pet?
Yes.
Okay.
That's probably where my brain would have lined up. Because my brain do that kind of thing.
I gotta look up what the chicken was called.
Wasn't it Sir Cluckbert?
I believe so.
Dorothy's chicken.
Dorothy had a chicken?
Yeah, in Return to Oz.
What
I
happened
was
to
like,
Toto?
Sir Cluckbert was the name of the chicken.
Belina.
What happened to Toto?
Listen.
Well, he got, you know? I'll
A
get you
lot-
my pretty and your little dog too.
A lot
Yeah.
changes between the two movies, don't question it.
Okay.
Back.
Hello, back.
Hello. Well, once our crew have kind of gotten settled in the ship, the 3 of you are called in by Johnny, because apparently he has a job for you.
Question, Matt.
Yes.
Does Wendy and also, dang it, I'm totally blanking on other guy's name.
Kyo.
Kyo.
K-I-O.
Cool. Do they
KO.
have weapons?
Kyo has a pair of pistols.
Okay.
They look pretty finely crafted. Wendy doesn't appear to have a weapon.
Okay.
Or at least she doesn't have one that's very obvious.
Okay.
Pollux has a rapier.
I think we know what Shrugs has.
Yeah. That's why I didn't ask about Hroligs. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I wanted to know.
like I said, Johnny will call you back because he has a job for you. It has been a couple of days, however. If players want to do any other purchasing or stuff like that, they can. Either on stream or off, I don't mind which.
I'm gonna make you, do I need to make a crafting check to convert bottles into salty water?
What are you, level 4? The DC would be 15, I think.
Okay. I don't have assurance, so,
Crafting
make you
check?
the check.
No. Parental supervision? Yes.
Well, you have a workshop now.
I have a workshop now!
See,
I
down
don't
just
mean
need
that-
supervision.
Doesn't mean they won't burn down everything.
Actually, crafting doesn't need to be secret. I could have rolled that public.
You absolutely can. And I would prefer it, considering the question marks.
Oh, you can expose it if you want. I can't, because I did already roll it.
Already rolled it.
Yeah.
Crafting. Time to expose it to everyone.
What did I
So
roll?
that would be a critical success.
Okay. I don't think that there's,
It looks like the
Any
chat's been attacked by the
effect?
Riddler.
Oh?
No additional effect. But
Okay.
you do have an extra 4 bottles of salty water. Or brine water, if you want. What were we calling it? Brine bottles?
4? Only 4? Okay. I just have it named
consumables.
salty water.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Chill.
put them into a proper item. Like, as a
Okay.
bomb kind of thing.
Okay. As opposed to my custom item? I mean, they are a bomb. In my custom item.
I'll probably just look over and, polish the edges if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. They deal 1 acid damage and splash 1 damage.
Well, as I said, Johnny wants to talk to all of you, because apparently
Yeah.
he has a job. Do you go and see him, or do you leave him waiting?
No, fuck Johnny. We hate Johnny. Of course we
All
go
my
see him.
homies. Yeah.
As you enter the empty perch, he welcomes you with open arms, as a dear old friend, and goes, "Ah, my favorite new crew! It's good to see all of you. How are you finding the new ship?"
Unsailed.
Well, I mean, is it comfortable? I heard you got a couple of modifications done to it. Is everything like shipshape? I mean, you won't know completely until you take it out into the water, but the people I have working on it, trust them with my life. Now, everyone is deeply suspicious.
Are the
Correct.
workshops suitable?
Well, that's what I like to hear. Anyway, we're not here specifically to talk about your ship. We're here to talk about a job.
We are?
He kind of ushers you over to his usual table that he has set aside. Drinks are brought around. And he goes, "Look, I'll cut to the chase here. A job has come up, and you got first dibs on it.
Yay!
Are any of you familiar with Port Fauna?"
Matt, am I familiar with Port Fauna?
You can do a society check. You can roll this publicly if you like.
Nick asked about it at the start of the session.
As opposed to navigation. Navigation doesn't know. apply here? Because it's a place.
It's a place. You could use... I'll let you use navigation for it. Solar, if you want to roll society for this, you can. I'm not sure if you muted or not.
No, I'm good.
What the Yeah, okay. You're gonna roll like ones in the combat, you know that, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be real funny.
Well, Solar, you know Port Fauna as a farming community just to the west of Miranda Bay. It's a couple of days to a week, depending on how the winds are pushing you. Otherwise, you don't know too much about it. You know it's the best supply Miranda Bay and the rest of the pirates have to meat that's not fish.
Okay.
So they mostly breed small livestock, so goats, pigs, that kind of thing, but they do also breed some cows.
I would not call pigs small livestock.
Yeah, no. They also have chickens, but they're mostly for the eggs rather than the actual chicken meat.
They're not meat chickens.
No, they're for the eggs. As for you, Sunshine, you get extra information.
Yeah, I do.
Port Fauna is also the home to an active volcano,
Oh, okay.
which has a tendency to erupt roughly once a decade.
Neat.
This can give or take a couple of years, or a couple of months. It's never exact. However,
When was the last eruption?
about a decade ago.
Oh, okay.
There you go. This, ladies and gentlemen, and others non-specific to those kinds, is what we call foreshadowing.
And it could have been a surprise if someone didn't roll really well on their check. But
I'm sorry, Matt.
it's fine.
What can I say? I'm feeling lucky.
That said, Port Fauna is also home to a cabal of, or I should say a group of geomancers who specialize in seismic activities, particularly regarding volcanoes. The port town and the geomancers have something of an agreement where the geomancers let the town know when the volcano is about to erupt.
How very kind of.
This
But
exchange
the
has been...
geomancers otherwise aren't like a part of the town.
No, they're pretty
a
much set
separate
apart.
Community.
The port town kind of sends food up to them,
Okay.
so they're not just scraping together on whatever they can get up on the volcano.
Yeah.
The port town, as a part of this, a lot of their shelters and homes are built to be easily movable.
Okay.
Not so much wagons, but you'll get the general gist of it, where they have a lot of ships that are on like foundations and things like that.
Okay. Neat.
I thought it was pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
It's not nearly as cool as Pacifolog, but I'll let them have it.
Syphilog?
Do you not remember?
Pokemon.
Yeah,
Pokemon
do you not
Emerald.
remember specific Pacifolog Town?
I don't.
It is
And
the
I'm-
town that is entirely set on floating logs in the sea.
Oh, okay. I do
Log
have a
raft.
flotilla town. You're just not going there quite yet.
God, that reminds me of that town in the massive like city ship in Bravely Default. That was a cool place.
I need to play Bravely Default. I really do. I've heard good things about it. Maybe once I finish Sea of Stars.
It suffers from JRPG syndrome.
So it's very slow and grinding in places.
It can be very quick, but yes.
Yes, okay. That's my main problem with JRPGs nowadays. It's like, do I have the 50 hours to invest in this game? The storyline better be great.
It's cute.
The storyline really is. I am looking forward to Final Fantasy Rebirth, though. All that said, Johnny continues to go. So you're familiar with Port Fauna, then?
Aye.
I've heard of it.
Well, we recently got a job they wanted to hire some people because their livestock has been going missing. By the description of the things that have been taking them, blue tentacled hound things.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
familiar.
And now you will understand why I'm kind of giving this job to you.
Arr. And Sunshine just looks at his bandolier of brine vials.
Look, I was considering a different crew, but I have heard of your saltwater collection, Sunshine, and I thought, you know what?
Arr.
This feels perfect. Jokes aside, however, I have been talking to my contacts further up the chain. He kind of leans in a little bit. Some Navy ships have been seen in the area. So, considering what you have found out about the Crown's connection to these akata and these void zombies, my friends further up the chain want you on this as well. Figure out what the Navy's involvement is.
Yar.
I don't mean to tell you, but there has been something of a treaty between us and the Crown for a while now, and that looks like it's quickly disintegrating.
Hey, it's not looking good for that.
So we want to get as much information as possible before we start talking war. Am I understood with this?
Yar.
The job will pay 500 gold pieces. But I imagine you'll get something shining upon your return as well.
Oh, we're getting 500 up front.
Upon completion of the job. So when you get back here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. What, did you want more on your line of credit? Is that what we're driving at?
No,
Just more.
Just more in general, it's fine.
Just more.
But look. The people I've been talking to don't want to cause a panic. But if you can figure out what the Navy's involvement is, if you get the opportunity, maybe sink a couple of their ships, that would also be good. I certainly wouldn't be opposed. And look, it'll be good for business, and you'll make some friends in Port Fauna.
You don't happen to have any passengers or cargo that might need going that way as well?
I do have some foodstuffs that need some transporting out that way. As I understand it, the port is maybe doing an evacuation. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask them about it. But I can send some livestock with you. Not livestock, feed with you. As for specific passengers, I got nothing on my ledger at the moment. Especially not for this. I know the kind of danger you're jumping into. Any other questions?
Just how much will we be getting paid on top of our rate for solving the problem with the cattle for transporting that feed to the... How much would we get paid on top for that?
Well, from my records, I have 4 crates, so it's just feed. We'll call it 80.
Aye, alright.
I'm 80.
R80.
Putting this in the notes so Matt can't take it away from me.
Master Sunshine, this means you will need to control your rats around the feed.
My rats are controlled. There is a rat currently, just like that has like a piece of hardtack that it's found on the floor that's just going at it.
Yeah.
Skeptical look intensify.
But, any other questions? I hope the interviews went well. There was some betting going on.
Oh, damn it!
It's okay. I'll find a vessel for Paul.
The hell was Paul?
Paul was the human dude.
Oh, okay. Forget
That
about
we
was-
didn't like.
I was like, I need a human in this batch. I need a human.
And he barely passed the saltwater test.
Yeah.
Everyone else got a free point from the saltwater test. And he did not.
I'm not
No, the goblin didn't.
No, the goblin did. He passed because, he didn't sizzle.
It was just generally painful because you poured salt into a fresh wound.
Yeah, he didn't sizzle. This guy sizzled. That's super suspicious.
He'd also be super annoyed if you didn't pour a salt circle around him as well.
Was he part slug? What the fuck?
No, I think he was a demon.
Wonderful. Glad
However-
we didn't go with them.
Is there any final preparations you want to do before setting off?
Nothing worth doing on the street.
Oh, well then.
Oh, what?
Woo.
Hey, Nick.
No.
Brace yourself.
No.
As we kind of position a little better. You have a fast ship, so usually this journey would take about 7 days, but because of the ship that you're in, it will only take about 5.
Yay!
For obvious reasons, I do not have pictures for Wendy or Kyo as yet. I will probably scrape something from the Pathfinder archives. That's fine, I will get that done. And eventually you will just have a crew icon. Or a crew token.
Okay.
Otherwise, what are people doing for the journey? Anything specific?
Sailing.
Yar.
Navigating.
Navigating, yep. Sailing. Sola.
Cleaning. Cooking. Everything.
Basically reinforcing that
We don't need a
cleanliness is her
midshipman.
job and not
Not Wendy's.
To be fair, Wendy does spend a lot of her time up in the crow's nest. She kind of understands that there is already someone who does a lot of the cleaning for the ship. Doesn't really want to rock the boat, so to speak.
And like it wouldn't be like animosity or anything. It's
No.
just if, say, Wendy swabbed the deck, then Sola would immediately swab the deck straight afterwards.
Oh, see, I hate that specifically.
I know.
aggressive
job-
passive.
I had a job in a factory once, and there was one supervisor who I would clean something, and they would immediately clean the same thing after me. I was just like, just tell me how to do it right, or at least tell me what I did wrong.
About 2 days into the voyage, Sunshine is going to approach Wendy, presumably when she's just chilling in the crow's nest, when he's not actively navigating.
Well, it's like I said, it's easy enough to find her. But yeah,
You wouldn't happen to know what an akata is?
she kind of thinks about it for a couple of moments. Goes, I think I heard something about them. Nothing too
Okay,
much, though.
So an akata is this sort of tentacled blue space dog. Real nasty critters. Sort of undead. And they sort of replicate by turning organic humanoids into void zombies, and then those void zombies eventually sort of crystallize and become Arcata. So, we're probably gonna be fighting some of those pretty soon. And it's important to know about them. One, they can't hear. Two, they're really don't like salt water. And I pull out one of my vials of salt water and I hand it to her. So that'll be useful.
Yeah.
Do you have a weapon? I didn't see you load one onto the ship.
She kind of adjusts herself a little bit, and she's like, I've never really needed one. Wait, I got this. She pulls out a silver piece from her pocket, or like from her coin purse, flicks it up into the air, and then gives a little flick into the air, and you see this little bullet of air smack it in midair and send it flying away.
Well, that's
So,
a waste of the
Matt,
silver.
She cast telekinetic projectile? Is that what she did?
You can either give me a occult, or primal, or a magical based skill check.
I'll give you an occult. Nah, I trust her. I wouldn't have been hunting her.
Hunt
Do I make
everyone.
this blind?
Now you can make it public.
Use it on an arcana, can you?
It's for recalling knowledge. God damn it, it's catching up with me.
It is, in fact, catching up with you.
I'm not
No
re-rolling that.
You're unsure. It seemed to be... She didn't chant any words to do it, though. So whatever it was probably innate of some sort.
Or, well, just in case we encounter some sort of anti-magic thing, I think I've got a spare. And I pull out the lettuce chopper, and I hand it to her.
Matt, can the lettuce chopper please have a increased damage to leshies?
Just Bane on it. Bane leshies.
Yeah.
No, what would it be? Would it be Bane for plants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Near enough.
Leshies have the plant trait.
Near enough.
You know what? Thank you. And she takes the lettuce chopper from you.
Awesome, cool. You better record that she has the lettuce chopper, Matt.
Please tell me you are not deleted from your inventory.
I'm about to delete it from my inventory. I haven't yet.
I'll just drag it to hers. Because she has her own inventory.
Okay, great. I'm putting a note underneath her, on my notes that she has the lettuce chopper.
Yep, it is in her inventory now, and I'm going to generate an attack. Actually, no, I'll finish statting her out, then I'll do that.
Okay.
Now, players, you should be able to move around the ship pretty easily and safely, and also a little bit of distance to the north and south of the ship. If you try to go beyond those bounds, it will stop you.
I can be swimming.
This is so that the module I have working to make this function can work properly.
Yeah, I assumed.
Oh, so you've just
And
made it
also-
square then?
Yes.
Also, so when Sunshine says, "Hey, I'm jumping off the ship,"
You don't get dragged behind or something like that. It's like, okay, there's like a rope or something attaching you to the ship. It's fine.
yeah.
In case we need to speed off. It just makes
the ship
things
is
simpler.
now faster than...
Yeah, the ship is now
is it
faster. I believe it's 40
than
feet.
me? Oh,
Yeah,
it's so it's faster than me.
But yes, she'll thank you for the knife and go, well, I'm not sure how good I'll be with it, but thank you for us. Sunshine, isn't it?
Aye, it's Sunshine. Question, Wendy. How'd you manage to eat? What is a Wendy? And how'd you manage
There
to
it
eat
is.
I'm sorry? What's
Or
a
what-
Wendy? I'm
Yeah,
a
what's
Wendy.
a Wendy?
I think it's a sandwich joint.
Technically,
make
I'm a
burgers.
Wendy? I don't think I've met another Wendy, or at least I don't remember them.
I would goddamn murder some Wendy's right now.
Look,
I have never had it.
I wouldn't turn down an Arby's right now.
Oh no, Wendy's was like where you went for the Baconator. And that should really tell you everything about Wendy's.
They have
That
square
does.
burgers.
I really like the Baconator fries. They're really trashy bacon
They come in
cheese
fries?
but they're so
They
good.
come in fries?
Juliet,
They're
you have
so
to
good.
Juliet, you have to send us all bacon.
Baconator fries.
Send us all Wendy's.
Just send us an entire Wendy's. It'll be
They
fine.
have something called the loaded nacho cheeseburger. What the hell is this?
Why are you going for the menu?
I'm hungry, Matthew.
I
But yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's a weird question.
I guess I'm named Sunshine because when I first came into being,
Yeah.
the first time I ever got hungry, I sort of went outside and and Sunshine stands to catch the light and start photosynthesizing.
Yeah.
And I sort of ate the sunlight, which was quite unusual for where I grew up in. But that's why my name's Sunshine, because that's how
Oh.
the naming works. Is your name not what you first ate?
No, my name's because my parents thought they were being funny.
That's wild.
Oh, so we saved her. Okay.
Look, technically my last name is Gale. So they were like Windy Gale. So, but they couldn't call me Windy because that would be too obvious. So Wendy.
Could have called
I
her
don't
Webby.
have parents.
She's not a duck.
Woo.
That might be good. Look, I don't have a huge problem with my parents, but I'm kind of happy to be out here without them.
Fair enough. Oh, by the way, have you ever set fire to a building?
Give me a diplomacy check.
Casual, as you like.
Just casually, have you set fire to a building?
Oh, you want a diplomacy check, Matt?
I do
Are
want a
you
diplomacy
a
check.
wanted arson? Just asking.
Just casually.
Oh my god.
I actually rolled decent.
You did roll decently. Not enough to pass the check, though.
She's a wanted arson.
No, I have not set fire to a building.
Do you want to?
It's just something that comes up more often than you'd expect in this line of work, so I was just asking, you know.
Look, I'm kind of learning the ropes, so to speak, for like sailing on the water. So
Ropes
whatever your
actually
methods are,
burn very well.
I will
That's a
keep
fun
that in
one.
mind. I don't really have a natural affinity for fire, so we should be good.
No matter
Or bad?
where this conversation is happening, the second that Sunshine says ropes burn really well, actually. They can feel two burning holes on the back of their head.
And I just imagine Frolics would just kind of poke his head up from, like, around the crow's nest and just go, well, please don't. We need those ropes.
I wasn't saying we burn.
Do I have lasers yet?
Level 5, I think, for your next ancestry feat.
Yep.
That's when the eye lasers are coming, I guess.
Yep.
Hey, Sunshine, could you give me a perception check?
Yeah, I can. This isn't against my hunted prey. There you go. Am I happy with that? Yes, yes I am.
You're happy with that?
Absolutely.
Oh, where did I put them?
Are there
You see-
ships on the horizon?
Not ships. Sharks.
Oh.
Oh, look, Pebbles is back.
These ones decisively don't look as friendly as Pebbles. Or Chomp, for that matter.
Chum did not look friendly.
He had a bandana.
Chum looked cute.
Chum looked cute. Didn't look friendly, though.
Well, that's true.
Oh, these guys also look cute.
They look
Ooh,
angry
nice.
and they seem to be approaching the ship from both sides.
Do I have a skill with which to identify these? No. I
Well,
picked up
I'm gonna
religion.
hunt one of them. And I'm gonna recall knowledge. That's nature you want from that? Or would littoral cover it?
Nature. Great white sharks are open ocean.
Yeah.
Haha, Lore Australia comes in handy.
I mean, I was just wasn't sure what type of shark they were, so that's why I asked.
Struth.
Why
Struth,
is it-
mate.
Why is it shaped like that, though?
Cause
What do you mean, why is it shaped like that?
I mean, they're not really flexy. They're pretty rigid.
They're cartilaginous.
Like a torpedo, yeah.
Like torpedoes are cartilaginous?
Torpedoes are metal.
Caught that one, huh? Very good.
I will get perception checks from everyone. This is rolling for initiative, however.
Okay. Let me give you my initiative.
Doop, doop. It's gonna say something like, there's no combat ready.
That's what it's saying. I'll roll it for you, though.
It's saying it's an extreme encounter. That's not right at all.
Sure, dude.
Do I recall knowledge on them, Matt?
You do in fact recall knowledge on them. Let me reveal that for Chad, just so I can... With your natural 20, what do you want to know about these great white sharks?
Yeah,
Solar.
what would be causing them to attack a boat?
We don't have any crates full of hammers this time, so...
You don't. This is actually striking you as weird behavior. As
Yeah.
in, they wouldn't be attacking a ship of this size.
Okay.
This is something they would actually be avoiding under normal circumstances.
Okay. Huh.
Which sea hag did you upset?
I didn't upset any.
Oh, it must have been Paul's mum!
Might have been Paul's mom. I did probably upset Paul's mom.
This
Paul's
looks
mom's
like
dead.
Paul's mom.
Yeah, likely cover story, Paul. riled up his mum's grave just to hunt us down.
I did that before. Okay.
And then,
do you want to use your
special
nature check for
attacks.
initiative?
I can, if you want me to.
I will update.
Special attacks.
Didn't think this
Special
one could-
attacks. They have a breach maneuver.
Like they can jump out of the water and hit me?
Pretty much exactly that.
Oh, okay.
They can leap out of the water up to 25 feet high in the air as a part of a stride, or as a part of a swim,
Swim.
and make a strike as a part of that.
Okay.
And as a part of the action, they also end up back in the water. Not even a were-shark. Well. With
I
a natural
mean-
20, they do not have a land speed.
I mean, one of them's
okay.
pretty aware.
Yeah, no, I know, right? They can smell some sort of blood in the water.
Alrighty. Chill, chill, chill.
They have a blood scent ability.
Yeah.
And I guess that's
Okay.
what we get for having a woman in the party. No one.
Wendy looks...
No, it's fine. You just be misogynistic. It's great.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We're pirates. We're superstitious.
I know.
The
This
Pulsus
is
Archipelago doesn't have that particular superstition.
That women are bad luck.
God, I hope it's replaced with something equally stupid.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
absolutely. It absolutely is. But I want that to be a plot point reveal for later.
Pigtails are cursed, or something silly like that.
You can't have awakened animals on a boat if they're desert dwellers.
It's horrible luck.
Oh, well, Sunshine, you're up first.
Yeah.
Sword, Omen of Fire. Well.
Well,
Sorry, I'm just looking at my things.
It's okay. I can speed up the tile if that helps.
No, I am going to
Sorry, I'm just keeping up on chat.
yeah. I'm just gonna look at them and try to figure out do I see anything that might lead me to think there's some sort of enchantment beguiling these sharks or something, causing them to attack us? You want a magic check, I assume.
Yes, I would want a magic check.
Awesome. And this is not a recall knowledge.
No,
but
you pretty
I
much
will
aced
give
that.
it to you secret.
That would be a success, even with
Okay.
the increased DC for a inappropriate check, kind of.
I mean, it's magic, but it's presumably not that tradition.
Nature.
Okay.
But yes, these sharks seem to be ensorcelled in some way. You're not sure if it's like a full mind control thing going on.
So they are torpedo shark.
They have been sent into a rage, and specifically against your ship.
I will convey this to the captain.
Oh, cool. Euthanasia it is.
Well, with that, I will, I guess I'm in the crow's nest currently.
Yes, and
I
forgot to do a
will,
thing.
go ahead and climb down, to the side, and that's 3 actions, so.
All right. And the great white shark to the north. Well, for its first action, he's just going to do a nice little gentle swim. Friendly as you like.
Where to? Okay.
to there. And you already know about this.
Yeah.
He's going to do a breach for his last 2 actions.
Does this have the move trait?
It will have the move trait because it specifically calls out swim and leap, which both have the move trait.
Cool. So I assume he is there. He's gonna be next to me, so I am going to make a strike against him.
As he leaps out the water.
That's a miss. Okay. That's
Beautiful. Fine. And he is going to target you.
Yep.
As you'd expect.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Look, with the amount of 20s you've been rolling tonight, I earned this.
Fine. It's fine, Matt. Kill me.
30 damage for you, Sunshine.
That is not... Let me heal it.
Huh?
Sorry. I apparently had the Melodies Wake selected because that's how having like 15 tokens overlapping works. There you go.
The rescue HUD's pretty good, but I know it can be a little bit fuzzy for the players. But it's otherwise working, which amazes me. But, Frolics! I didn't ask who wanted to control Frolics for this section of things, but...
Small people control small characters.
So...
I mean, that's one way to do it.
He is going to... Oh, okay. He's going to do this. And he's basically trying to swing from bow to stern.
Yep.
From like a rope attached to the mast, and hit the shark in the middle.
Yep.
So, he's gonna make an acrobatics check.
When Titan sees this later, he's gonna be so impressed.
He's gonna roll.
Less impressed.
He's gonna... Does that succeed, Matt?
DC determined by the GM, but usually 20.
So that's a no, I'm assuming.
That's a no. If you want to re-roll that for Frolics, I can do that for you, though.
I would want to re-roll that for Frolics. Does that use my hero point?
Nah, I'll use his. So, that'll be a success.
Awesome. So, Frolics gonna swing out.
Yep.
Over the shark. Gonna do a attack. So, I'm going to use Snake Bite.
Everyone's a little bit sideways at the moment.
Do I get panache for engaging?
You would get panache because you used acrobatics.
Awesome.
I believe Frolics is an acrobatic one.
Panache.
Be a toggle, shouldn't it?
There's a...
I've never played a...
Oh, you're right. Do you want to add effect panache to your character Frolics? Yes.
Okay. I have panache. That's great. I am then going to use my finisher on the shark. And that will be...
finish it, it's fine.
A crit.
Oh my god.
Hey, look, you're returning favors.
Wow.
36 damage, Matt.
Poor Frolics, for the last fight, just couldn't get a critical.
And then
Troy comes in and just slaps.
So it takes 36 damage because it doesn't have any like resistances or anything. All right, I believe that's Frolics done though.
Yeah, that's actually 2 actions.
Boarding assault.
It's 2 actions for the.
Oh, it does a strike.
Yep.
God, that's a lot of damage.
Oh. Sorry. Let me double this. Because I get to deal 1 extra
Weapon die?
Weapon die. So go ahead and take another 8 damage. And then he is going to do the dueling parry. So
easy done.
Yeah.
All right. Sola.
Okay, I will focus my attention on the shark down here.
Yep. There's a shark down there. Oh man, it's a
And
shark.
table as well, and stories to tell.
Laser beam.
Just 3-action laser beam.
2-round, 3-action laser beam. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yep. So we'll come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
That poor shark. Because the shark's pretty much going to do the same as his brother did. Swim to there, then use his breach special action. Specifically targeting you, Sola.
Fair enough. I'm glowing.
Yeah, and pointing some sort of laser beam at it.
You don't know that.
Actually, just for
It
fun.
doesn't know what a laser beam is.
Oh god, no, it doesn't have recognize spell. Though, would it be terrifying if it did?
That would,
It's
Anti-
actually a druid.
that would
Anti-magic
imply,
sharks are the worst kind of sharks. Actually, no.
imply
blink
its intelligence
sharks
is
are the worst
above
kind of
4.
sharks.
It's a druid. Everyone knows this.
What is with... Yeah, okay.
That would imply druids can have intelligence above.
22 damage, Solar, as the shark leaps from the water and takes a snap at you.
Fair.
Archie, your ship,
Who's
your
that?
brand new ship is being attacked by sharks.
I have 2 people that are... I have got one person charging a laser beam, and moving my ship is going to impact that.
Sola determines targeting upon fire of the laser beam.
Is that the case?
That is the case.
Oh,
I
cool.
looked up
Full
the-
steam ahead.
I looked up the rulings for it and everything else like that, and yes.
Yeah, we're just going to charge 120 foot forward.
Alright.
How long is the laser beam? It's 100, isn't it?
120 feet.
It's 120.
Cool. Matt, can you please move the boat 120 feet forward?
Alright. I will get a piloting check from you, Captain. Though it doesn't really matter too much.
One.
You go ahead recklessly. I will say, however, as the ship you push the ship ahead, Wendy kind of places herself in a position where she can get behind the sails, and kind of kicking off of it, she pushes a blast of air into it, which sends it forward a bit.
Cool.
And your wheel swings a little bit. Swings forward ever so slightly. Is that you done, Archie?
That's me done, Archie.
Alright. Just as an experiment, can you move the Melody's Wake now? Yes! Okay, so it's just a turn order thing. That's easy done. Speaking of, though, it's the Melody's Wake's turn. Are you making an order, Captain? Kyo says,
did.
guns are at the ready!
I went 120 foot.
Yep, you got a crew action, though.
Oh. Yeah. Fusillade.
Fusillade?
Fusillade.
Alright. Well, which one are you aiming at? North or south?
So I take it
North.
we don't have firing arcs.
As I said before, facing and stuff like that is something that I'm not going to begrudge people for using it. It's just a little bit too much minutia for my own personal style of
so
GMing.
fair.
But yes, north or south? The north one looks very injured.
Kill it.
Alright. Ow! So he'll take the full damage, whatever that's going to be.
4d8 bludgeoning.
Roll an extra d8. That's a programming error. And an extra 5. And the extra 5 is what takes it out. Here, let's loose a broadside of cannons, and a couple of them miss, but the ones that do hit...
both of them in a 10-foot burst. I was checking. I was like, can we hit both of them with a 10-foot burst? Nah.
A little bit too separated, unfortunately. But, Sunshine, it is your turn.
Well, I'm gonna hunt the other one. And I would recall knowledge on it, but I'm assuming it's the same as the last shark.
This one is a were-shark. Wait, is that
actually,
even a
I think
thing?
I should have gotten a bonus. I forget that I have Monster Hunter. I get a little bonus if I crit succeed.
You got a natural 20 either way.
No, I get a little bonus to attacking them.
Ah. Where
so
bear,
I am actually
where
gonna
tiger?
roll that recall knowledge. I'm assuming it. I'm gonna roll it publicly because it doesn't really matter what result I get. Okay, that's not a crit success.
I do not, in fact, have a were-shark. Sorry, chat.
Then I am going to stride to here.
Yep. Let's do a bit of a zoom in for that.
And then I am going to prepare to aid the the navigation check for going forward with some sailing as I'm looking over the side trying to read the waves.
Easy done. Well, we'll keep that shark there, that's fine. That shark's done. Prolix!
Prolix is gonna delay.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Hey, Solar.
Hey. What?
You firing your laser?
Firing my laser. God damn it.
I kind of want to see whether it's still in 120 feet. I think it will be. Yep. We did the math right.
Yeah, it was adjacent to her. So
it should be fine. Alright. Have you targeted the shark?
Yes.
Excellent. That'll be just a success. Roll me damage. Solar beam. That's actually kind of perfect. I love that. So it will take half of that.
It's a lot of ones.
That was a lot of ones.
It's Nick. I'm not sure what you're expecting here. It's kind of his thing.
Yeah.
Like, Inner Radiance Torrent is so great because it's like lots of dice, so it's got a good baseline, but oof.
And then Nick happens to it.
Then Nick tries to roll damage, and we all know how that goes.
What you need, Nick, is a archetype that allows you to do damage with diplomacy checks.
I mean, you're not wrong.
By the way, specifically, Hrolligs was delaying until after the shark goes.
Okay. Is that because the shark's going to be attacking?
That's because the shark is gonna presumably move closer. Unless that shark has a laser beam.
Yeah, it had laser.
Freaking sharks with freaking laser beams on the freaking heads.
I know someone has started up a laser shark, but it's 5e, and I think it's for someone did like a synthwave hack for 5e that was actually really good.
Wild.
Move him in range
Unfortunately-
with me, Matt.
Well, I have to. It can't really do much. It doesn't have a ranged attack.
Bring me closer so I can hit them with my sword.
At 2 actions,
Is he gonna jump in the air?
he doesn't have the actions for it because it's only 1 swim check.
Oh, okay, cool.
So instead, he's going to attack the ship.
Oh. You should have swam closer, like to right here.
I'm sorry, did I screw up your strategy?
Yeah, you screwed up that I would have gotten my disruptive strike.
Look, if it makes you feel any better. Oh, okay.
Oh, come on.
If it makes you feel any better, we no longer have a ship, so got that
Look,
going for us.
You have hardness.
Yeah, we have a lot.
You have only done critical hits.
I know,
Yeah,
it's
with these
fantastic.
freaking assholes.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
There we go. I took the damage for the ship. Put the damage on the ship.
That's the shark done, though. Archie.
Hey.
Frolics.
Wait, it's my turn?
It's Frolics.
Oh, sorry, there was a delay, wasn't there?
There we go.
Yeah, Frolics delayed.
There we go. Fixed it.
Swinging out.
Acrobatics check.
Giving you that acrobatics check to hopefully get panache. Thank you.
Rolex is big into that swinging culture.
And then
I feel like it's cheating having a swashbuckler in a pirate campaign. It's just asking
Wow.
for
What do you mean, cheating?
it. It's almost like the class was designed for it or something.
It's like having a ranger try and track stuff. Oh, it's cheating. No.
it is actually cheating when I track things, or when I use my monster hunter knowledge to recall knowledge. That's also cheating.
That will be a success,
again,
though.
Let me try to fucking grab.
I've got it in the
Panache from
hotbar if you want
somewhere.
me to put it on him.
I got it.
You got it?
I didn't get it.
Boop.
Okay.
I dropped it to my hotbar. You're good.
Okay. So then swing out. Oh, let me swing out. And then attack. So gonna do a finisher.
Are you going to crit this one as well?
Strike. Gonna roll. Just normal.
I was expecting a crit.
Well, then you should have pressed the button.
And then add this on top of it. Okay.
Happily. I will happily add that on top.
And then he's gonna swing back.
This shark is getting increasingly more aggressive. Especially after Horlicks has swung in and just kind of sniped it across the nose.
Here
However-
I thought punching a shark in the nose was supposed to make it go away.
Well, you didn't punch it, you slashed it.
Oh, okay.
If you'd done bludgeoning damage...
This is so mad.
Alright, Archie!
How much health has it got left? A considerable amount.
More than half. It is injured. Some more dirge logic, right? Sharks are weak to bludgeoning damage. What?
How's the ship doing?
The ship's doing fine.
It's at 80 HP still.
It is scratched.
It's at 62.
My thing's not updating properly.
It's because the token as opposed to the character sheet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's...
If you double click the token,
Yeah.
it's at 62.
Okay. None of that fun stuff's gonna work.
What you thinking?
I'm thinking that this thing's annoying.
It is a shark.
Thankfully, not a baby shark.
Do 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 do.
Grrr.
Would it be better if it was an Amy shark?
Outside of Magic Missile and Briny Bolt, I just don't have any attacking spells.
Nothing that you'd want to separate from the wheel for, anyway.
Like, I've got Command, True Strike, Summon Elemental, Resist Energy, and Hideous Laughter, and Water Breathing.
No.
Those are all good spells, and Magic Missile
are.
covers a fair bit.
It does. Oh,
Magic-
wait. I can literally have any spell I frickin' want, because I've got thing.
You got the book.
Hang on.
Well,
Hang on. Let me just quickly go look through arcane spells.
Yep, okay. You have 1 minute.
Someone play the Sonic drowning sound effect.
I see the closest I have.
That is not. That is not the right sound effect.
Look, if someone wants to send me the Sonic Drowning file. I need the actual wave file, though, not
Damn it.
like a YouTube link. The YouTube link is no help to me, but I'll add it to the soundboard.
What the? Hey, this sounds pretty cool.
Yep. You got a cool thing to use? I want to see it.
Let's search that one up. Spells. Search.
Oof. How is our shark? Our shark's
Wait.
doing pretty good.
Is that not a 2-action? It is a 2-action. Why is it sassing me?
Have you added it to your spell list?
I have now. Splinter Volley.
Oh god. This is a new one from Rage of Elements.
Yeah.
You're targeting
So
one
because it's-
creature?
Because it's bitten. What else am I gonna talk?
I don't know. These are new spells. I'm still learning them.
You can said spend a third action while 5 splinters at 2 different instead. Ah,
I'm guessing you're only doing the 2-action version.
correct.
Alright. I don't think it has a cool animation, so fire when ready.
The hit.
That'll hit.
That is.
Good damage. Well, average damage.
It's pretty. It's decent. Alright, it is hurted, and last action is to go forward.
Go forward. You do
Go
not
forward.
need to do a check. Well, how about you make it go forward? I'm so proud I managed to get that working. Alright.
Fusillade.
At your readiness, Captain.
Fire when ready. You reflex that save, Matt.
I will
Crit fail.
try. That is a failure, so we'll take the full damage.
1, 2, 3, 5. That's a lot of dice.
5.
Because we did 5 for the last one.
I thought we did 4 for the last one.
We did
One-
5 for the last one.
Okay.
We did 4, and
Either
then Matt was
way.
like, add on an extra D8.
I believe it is supposed to be 4d8, but in the calculation it was only 3d8. However, even if I dropped 8 off, that would still be all. That would still be enough.
Okay.
Actually, if I drop one of them off, it's fine. I have to
You
go
just
into
drop the
program
4
and fix
off.
that.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, take the lowest. And with the
That's how
cannon
that works.
fire, the last shark is taken out.
Splash.
Congratulations.
Can I?
Correct, it is only doing 3. Let's just fix that up.
Captain, can you hold the ship here? And Sunshine is going to jump off with a rope, so he can get back, and grab one of the sharks.
Fix that.
Grab its dead body and pull it.
Can
over.
you? They've both been splattered
Nope,
by
I
a
gotta stop that
cannon
up
fire.
Matt, can I?
You can get chunks of shock. That's fine.
Okay.
It's
I
just
wanna
like Valheim.
inspect it.
Yeah.
The chunks just rise to the surface.
You're not going to get a full shock out of this. I'm sorry. That would
fair enough.
require ballista and harpoons and stuff.
Oh,
Question.
that's what we should have gotten. We should have gotten a ballista.
Question.
I believe it was an option. I just didn't mention it.
Can I try to find the source of this ensorcelment?
Do you have detect magic?
No,
Or
I
read
don't.
aura?
Does anyone with those want to take a look at this? Also, you've got the .wav in the discussion. Hoist the Colors discussion.
Thank you. This magic?
This magic?
Alright. Level 2. Well, schools of magic don't really exist anymore, do they?
No, apparently.
Until we get the clearer wording on what detect magic, because I believe it's being tied in with detect aura as well, or read aura. Some sort of enchantment effect has been placed on these sharks, combined with a little bit of divination. So it is what they were operating on someone's command, and the command was coming from somewhere afar. If you want to give me a religion check, Sola.
Sure.
I do like this music, though. Oh, wow, okay. See, Lakitos, this is why I got you to save your channel points. With your 31, this kind of detects as hag magic.
It was Paul!
Fucking guy. I knew he was too human.
It was too human.
It was Paul's mom!
I will relay this to the rest of the crew.
It's gonna be
I
worse.
knew we shouldn't have trusted him with that sizzle.
Okay, chat, I feel like I need to put a caveat for that whole name the NPC thing. If they have a name already, you can't rename them. Otherwise, you might screw up future plot points, okay? Okay. But yes, it kind of detects as hag magic.
Or Hagji.
Magic? That's fine. Otherwise, the rest of your trip is... Oh, trees. The rest of your sailing to Port Fauna is unaccosted. You pass a couple of ships, but, keeping their
rest for the
distance,
night.
etc. And yes, you can rest and get your spell slots back and all that other fun stuff.
All my spell slots I expended, you know me.
How do we go about fixing the ship?
Those are crafting checks that you can do as the days go on.
Okay, so can we just assume that happened, or...
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Coming into Port Fauna, the majority of the island looks blasted, darkened, and kind of covered in this black filmy salt or soil from what you can see, especially from this distance. For those of you who are familiar with volcano impacts and stuff like that, it very much looks like the outskirts of a volcano. However, off in the distance you can see patches of, well, a massive patch of green, like an oasis by the sea, as various trees in narrow lines kind of calling out to an orchard of some sort. And you can even see in the distance various flocks of animals, or packs of animals, kind of going about their daily thing. Cake by the ocean. If you want, you can have cake by the ocean. I'm not going to say no.
No, don't worry.
As in the song?
Yes.
Okay.
I learned something about that song the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's a Finnish phrase.
Oh,
When
okay.
translated into English is kind of funny.
Okay. We might save that for later then. But otherwise, you sail into port pretty easily. And I will end the session there.
Okay.
As the smoke is gently rising from the top of the volcano.
Oh, that's not good.
What do you mean? Most volcanoes do that.
Especially active ones.
Volcanoes.
Yeah.
It is a real worry when it's a dormant volcano doing that.
That is true.
It's not dormant anymore.
It never was. It's erupted consistently for every decade.
Roughly. Give or take some time. That's why you need geomancers to be like, yeah, it's gonna erupt soon. You need to get out of here. However, like I said, we will be ending the session there. I should find someone to raid. I don't have high hopes because it is PAX Australia weekend. But not everyone's gone, so you know what? We might raid Crit Happens Gaming. He's currently playing Baldur's Gate 3. Otherwise, I thought it was good. I have issues with it.
Finished it yet.
I have issues with it, but they're personal ones.
Is it that it's 5e or?
I mean, that's basically the summary of Matt's issues.
Yeah, no, when it comes
Gate.
down to it,
Matt doesn't like RPGs, it's fine.
I don't like CRPGs. I want to like them, I just have a lot of trouble with it, that's all.
Matt's just an awful person.
Truly, truly terrible person.
That has nothing to do with him liking or disliking Baldur's Gate, however.
Alright, well, with our heroes having arrived at Port Fauna to hopefully rescue them from whatever evil has beset them, our players, well, might have to be dealing with a volcano
Whatever
very
evil
soon.
has beset them, it's akata.
It's called
It's
a Fruline.
Akata, man.
All that said, if you want to find out what happens next week, you will have to be here at 5:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. We will be continuing Hoist the Colors for Pathfinder 2nd Edition by Paizo Publishing, presented by Tabletop Obscura, powered by Foundry VTT, with music by Michael Gelfi. Be sure to check me out on all the social feeds like YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, all that other stuff. The VOD for this should be up within about 48 hours. Otherwise, I hope you have a nice day, a nice night, a good week, no matter where you are in the world. And remember, as always, we are the storytellers. Good night, everyone!
Hey!
Woo!